Start.
Hi, my name is Alashmi, and we are three members in the group who are present the presentation on the entrepreneurship education and sustainable development meditating role of entrepreneurial skills. First of all is an overview. We are happy to have to join our presentation title Education and Sustainable Development, the Meditating Role of Entrepreneurial Skills, written by the James Edovoni Edopolar 2020. This presentation will discuss the research approach, research questions, and results of the paper by the IDCO Polar 2020. The three pillars upon which the studies lies are education, sustainable development, and skill development. Welcome all to this MBA 5008 mandate study of the significance of entrepreneurship education and its effects on the development of the ESDU and CVST. The second one is the introduction. The introduction is the entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurship education, and sustainable development. The article by the James Edovoni Idokopolo 2020 title Education and Sustainable Development, the meditating role of entrepreneurial skills typically tries to explore the complex relationship between the entrepreneurship education EE and entrepreneurial skills developed by the undergraduate ESDU and core values of sustainable development CVSD. This study tries to investigate into the concordances in the interplay between the three ideas which are EE, ESDU and CVSD. In this presentation, we also check into the correlation between the EE and students CVSD and their influence on the ECDU. We will analyze the correlation between the EE, student CVSD as well as its influence on the ESDU in the current era. Therefore, a deep comprehension of these intercondenses is a crucial to processing sustainable development and strategies. The third one is the next one is the research approach. The research present in this paper is mixed, given that it draws the data to quantitative and qualitative techniques. The quantitative part of the study used staticalist method includes regression, meditation, education for sustainable development to check into connection between the entrepreneurship education, ECDU and CVST. The qualitative part of the research, on the other hand, checks into how to undergraduates think and feel about EE and its impact on their ability to think independently and creatively. Therefore, this study typically focuses on using mix of both qualitative and quantitative technology to investigate the connection between the three variables like EE, ECDU, and CVDST. So the next one will be present by the Sudhanshu.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Like you have given the research approach very clear and it was very good. So now I am going to talk about the research questions. So first of all, the first question in my mind came that what is the impact of entrepreneurship education EE on the growth of entrepreneurial abilities among undergraduates in Nigerian universities? Discussing how EE relates to the growth of entrepreneurial abilities is an obvious question. Like it fits well with the study's goal of figuring how out what effect EE has. And the second question in my mind came like in the connection between the entrepreneurship education EE and the fundamental principles of the sustainable development CVSD. How do students enter entrepreneurial talents play a mediating role and clarity like I want to give like to investigate ESDU's unique function as a go between for EE and CVSD. This question is clear and very concise. And the question that I have told you, the two questions like they are very clear and concise. And also this supports the primary goal of the research. And afterwards, I want to talk to you about the methodology that we have used the different methodology. So first of all, participant overview. So we can see that a total of 399 undergraduates from various university departments were included in the study. They were choosing using a pervasive sample sampling technique to provide a diverse group of pap- participants. So if we talk about the second one, that is the evaluation instruments. So in this, I have written like core values of sustainable development, that is the CVSD, and the entrepreneurship education EE, and the ESDU were all assessed using a strong 7-point Likert type questionnaire that is also given in the research. And also the third one is the demographically diverse. And in this, I want to tell you that the 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 participants' ages and faculties were diverse, and there was a balanced mix of males and females that were like 53% of males and 47 of the females. So the examination was comprehensive, and it was also very good. Like there is a equal and balanced and mixed number of like males and females. As I have told you in numbers. And the fourth one is the reliability confirmation. So in this, to ensure the methodology's integrity, a comprehensive reliability test was carried out. Like there was a test, and all three main variables, that are EE, ESDU, and CVSD, that were demonstrated a strong degree of internal consistency in the overall results. There was a internal consistency. And the last one is the methodological approach. So in this, like the data was quantitatively analyzed using a process for SPSS and IBM SPSS 23 consistently. So the complicated interplay between EE, ESDU, and CVSD was better understood with the use of analysis regression and mediation and correlation tests. So the in the discussion, like I have taken some results. So in the results, we can see that the study looked at how entrepreneurial skills developed by undergraduates ESDU mediated the connection between EE and CVSD. And also there was a favorable setting for more investigation because of the positive connections found among EE, ESDU, CVSD. Like in the results, I have seen like there are some positive connections. And also I want to tell you about the hypothesis HI. Like a considerable positive connection was there, which supports the prediction that EE significantly predicts ESDU in in the regression analysis when I did that. And also the second hypothesis I have done, and that states that there is a strong positive correlation between the ESDU and CVSD, supporting the hypothesis. And also I have done the third hypothesis, and like it states that there is a strong positive correlation again between EE and CVSD, which is supported by statistical evidence. And also, according to the mediation analysis, there is a meaningful association between the EE and CVSD since the total impact is significant. So, EE does not have a statistically significant direct influence on CVSD. The fully significant indirect effect of EE and CVSD through ESDU implies that ESDU entirely mediates the relationship between EE and CVSD. So the results, so these all results like are corroborate earlier studies that show that EE helped students develop their entrepreneurial skills, which in turn impacted sustainable development. So now the Ashri will tell you about the bibliography use. Ashri, can you turn on your voice?
Thank you, Sudhanshu. In this slide, I am talking about bibliography use. The article presents a diverse set of references, including seminal works in fields as diverse as education, physiology, and entrepreneurship. To ensure a well rounded theoretical basis, notable materials include both classic like self efficacy by Bandura and more recent research like the meta analysis by Bay et al. There has been an effort to incorporate current scholarship into the study since most of the sources are somewhat recent. Notable sources such as Kabir et al. And Odrest et al. Enhance the research relevant and practically in the modern setting. The article follows the selected citation style, which is APA and consistently cites sources. The study's credibility is boosted and the referenced material are made easier to find with proper citation. The references display various range of fields including sustainable development, economic growth, and entrepreneurial education, indicating an interdisciplinary approach. The inclusions of both classic works by Sculptor and Sen and more contemporary works shows that the author has a true grasp of the topic. Next slide is group findings. Our group thoroughly analyzed education and sustainable development, the mediation role of entrepreneurial skills. The study was through examining the relationship between entrepreneurship education, undergraduate entrepreneurial skills, and sustainable development beliefs. We agreed with the study's findings. The positive association between EE and ESDU supports the idea that education fosters entrepreneurial skills. ESDU's significant predictive of CVSD supports the premise that entrepreneurship promotes sustainable development. Amazingly, ESDU is founded to completely mediate both EE and CVSD. The significance of having entrepreneurial skills in transforming education into sustainable development is highlighted by this. Advantages. The methodology of the study's strengths is its credibility with a well-defined sample of participants, precise assessments, and statistical analysis. The study becomes more relevant when it incorporates demographic data and a range of faculty members. In order to bolster the results, our group suggests doing additional studies on particular entrepreneurial skills with larger mediation effects. Maybe we can learn anything new if we look at how EE, ESDU, and CVSD vary by region. University circular should incorporate EE to help undergraduates develop the entrepreneurial skills necessary for sustainable growth according to the report. Next slide. In conclusion, key points: entrepreneurship education EE makes college students better at being entrepreneurs. ESDU makes good guesses about the core values of sustainable development. It turns out that ESDU fully connects EE and CVSD. EE needs to be taught in college to help students become more creative. To reach sustainable growth goals, people need to be willing to take risks. Entrepreneurial skills should be the focus of future studies that want to find bigger mediation effects. Next point is more study needs to be done on how EE, ESDU, and CVSD vary by region. In conclusion, this research helps us understand how schooling, business, and long-term growth are connected. Lastly, let's stress how important it is to keep researching, working together, and teaching to give people in the tools they need to build a healthy future. And thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation.